70% of all Christians have never read the Bible, which sounds crazy, but I've got to say, I'm 55, and up until about 3.5 years ago, that was me. So I'm going to say no shame in that. However, we can do something from here on. I know it's intimidating. It's scary. It even sounds outdated. And today I don't want to just go through things that stop us from reading the Bible, but I want to show you some things that I learnt along the way that can help you, to make it so much easier. My name's Craig and this is Morning Star Life, and I want this to be your beginner's guide to the Bible. To try and get into this Bible that was thousands of years old just felt like it was just too difficult, too much. Give me War and Peace. I'd read that because it was a story. But when it comes to the Bible, it just felt like this eclectic bunch of stuff. I also felt if I was going to read it, I was going to misinterpret it, or I wasn't going to understand it. And you see pastors on the internet, these are pastors of huge churches, but every now and then they just seem to get it wrong. And you think, well, if they can't work it out, how can I work it out? Not to mention what people think of me trying to read the Bible. Sometimes I feel embarrassed to say I get up every morning and I read the Bible. It feels, it just feels embarrassing. But one thing I have found with doing it every morning for the last 3.5 years, I have found so many benefits, and I want to share that with you because I just feel like there were so many things I found out, so many hurdles that I needed to overcome, that if I just knew, it would have been so much easier. And I want to make it easier for you. God does say that if you search him out, you will find him. Starting out in Genesis, it starts off really great. God created. It sounds great. It moves along. And then day 6, Adam and Eve kind of wreck everything. And from there on, it just goes downhill just bit by bit. And you can just see humanity just blowing up in the wrong ways. I found that very hard. I'm thinking, these are people of God, and yet they're doing everything not of God. But as I progressed, as I went through, I could see there was a story and there was a need for somehow to fix these people. Spoiler alert, Jesus is through the whole Bible, and understanding that was a crucial part. And I want that for you, to be able to piece these things together, reading it every day. Sometimes you just need to read it and go, I don't feel great about that. But then read a bit more and a bit more. And eventually when you see the whole picture, it makes so much more sense. So what strategies can we use? One thing I found hard was trying to read the Bible in one sitting, and I would read as much as I could, and then the next day I'd read as much as I could, and then the next day again and again. And I found that so hard because so many questions, so many things, I'm thinking, why? One thing I want to tell you is just to slow down, bit by bit by bit. Now, I'll leave a link in the description, but there's a Bible app, YouVersion, that I found really great because it gave me a reading plan for the year, but it also had the Bible Project videos in the actual readings. I was getting a wide picture of what I was reading. I was able to almost feel like I was in the story, or at least watching it, and it made it so much better. The other thing is trying to have an open mind. Now, this doesn't mean that you just accept everything. Ask questions, ask lots of questions. But sometimes you're going to have to just sit with a question thinking, you know what, I don't really like this. It took me probably a year, 2 years to accept the Genesis story of Abraham and his family. I just felt like it was a dysfunctional family, and it was more like farmer wants a lot of wives than it was a biblical story that we need to learn something from. And we do need to learn something from it. But the more important thing is give yourself realistic goals. And that's what this channel is going to be about from here on. We are going to I want to give you realistic goals to reading the Bible, tips on how to do that, why things are in the Bible the way it is. But it is important to overcome the fear of reading the Bible. And that's what this channel is all about. So set yourself realistic goals. One of those could be like and subscribe to this channel so I can help you along your journey. Go do something awesome for God, and I'll catch you in the next one.